conflict of visions, you talk about two fundamentally differing visions. And these two fundamental visions underlie an enormous amount of the Western political tradition.
Yes.
The constrained vision and the unconstrained vision. Let me take a stab at a tight definition of each, and then you correct it for me. Under the constrained vision, an exemplar would be Adam Smith.
Yes.
Human nature is flawed, but it's fixed. And the question is, how do we erect institutions that contain our flaws and permit us to live in the best possible society, given in effect the fallen nature of, or the fallen character of human nature? Fair?
Yes, absolutely.
So when you say constrained, it's a vision of human nature itself. Human nature is fixed, flawed, and therefore we operate within constraints, the constraints human nature itself provides. Unconstrained is human nature itself is malleable, and you say that Rousseau, man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains. That's the classic statement of the unconstrained vision. Would you explain that?
Yes, that the things that we suffer, according to those with the unconstrained visions, it's because of the failure of other people to be as wise or as noble as themselves, because there are no inherent reasons for us to be unhappy.
So one looks at pain and difficulty in the world and says, well, this is the way life is. We'll never eliminate it. Let's be wise and prudent and erect institutions that make life as much better as possible. That's constrained.
Yes.
The unconstrained vision looks at pain and suffering and says we must remake the world. There are institutions causing this pain and suffering.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Now, let me give you another quotation. The two great revolutions in the 18th century in France and in America can be viewed as applications of these differing visions. Explain that one.
Well, in France, the idea was that if you simply put the right people in charge and created the right institutions, then all these problems would go away. In the United States, it was assumed from the outset that there were very limited things you could do, and what you needed to do above all was to minimize the damage done by the flaws of human nature. And this is why the United States, for example, has this Constitution, so much lamented by some of those who believe in the French Revolution, in which this group is offset by that group, and nobody can sort of run wild. If you believe that what you need is to have the right leaders who love the people and so on, a messiah, as it were, then your problems are solved. But if you don't believe there is any political messiah, and you believe that you have to make sure that all people are restrained in what they are able to do, then you have the separation of powers, you have elections, you have constitutions, you have all kinds of things hemming you in. Condorcet, who was the great supporter of the French Revolution, could not understand why there was this separation of powers, and not even when at the end of his life he was arbitrarily thrown into prison, where he continued to write about why the Americans have this separation of powers. And of course, if there had been a separation of powers, he wouldn't be rotting in prison.